it's me, Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Welcome to another live. It's just, goes on. And I am live. Yes, always good. I've even finished my sample. Well, almost finished my sample. So I hope everyone is well. I've just decided I've got a slightly runny nose. Excuse me. Oh, it is a very odd day here in South Oxfordshire, just saying. Oh, that doesn't look good. Because this morning, when I got back from the gym, so I go to the gym at 8 o'clock on a Thursday morning, and when I was coming back, it was lovely. Dare I say, it was a beautiful morning. Beautiful morning. And I got back home and I thought, I better pick some raspberries because they're beginning to come in, which is lovely. Hello, Sherry from Oregon. So I had a jacket on, or a jumper. Hello, Claire. Hello, Marlene. From a sunny Wisconsin. Okay. So yes, when I got home, it was about 9 o'clock when I got home from the gym. As I say, I had this sort of sweatshirty thing on because I'd been to the gym, and you know that you're always told to make sure you keep well wrapped up after you've been getting hot and sticky. So I was, and I started picking raspberries because, as I say, they're beginning to come in, and thought I was too hot. So I took my top off, and not everything obviously still had my gym shirt on. Hello, Shaz. And hello, Mary from the Netherlands. And yes, so I thought, right, well, have my shower, obviously. Hello, Jessie from a wet Florida. Okay. Sharon from Adelaide. Gosh, we've got everyone here today. So I had my shower, washed my hair, got dressed, and was thinking, it's a nice day. I'll put a dress on. Fortunately, I did put a t-shirt on under this dress, because it's now, let's see, 17 degrees and the heavens have just opened. I mean, they've stopped now. It's just a shower. It's like being in April. It's interesting. So, Linda from Oregon. Rachel is here from the UK. So, lots of people. So, yeah, it's really weird weather. If it was April, it would be really nice, but it's not. It's June, for crying out loud. So, I have nearly finished my sample for this, and this is going to be one of those lives where I have to do things in a certain order in order for them to come together at the end. So it's going to be a bit disjointed, but I have done, so I'm just trying to adjust my lights so that they're on my work surface, but preferably not blaring me in the face, which may be easier said than done. That's better. That's betterer. So yes, raining in South Devon. Okay. We're supposed to get, the south of England is supposed to get a better tomorrow and Saturday, which would be nice because we've got my brother and sister-in-law coming over tomorrow evening for a meal. And then they, lucky people, next week are going down to Cornwall. Late next week are going down to Cornwall. So hopefully they'll get some nice weather there. So I'm going to flip the camera down so I can show you what we're sort of making. So this is what I'm going to be showing you how to make, except I'm going to change the floral. But what I do want to do before I do that is put the iridescent pearls on that I had intended to put on. So let me just grab those out of the packet. These are gorgeous. They are, I don't know if you're going to be able to see. Let me get the camera so I can see what you can see. Yeah, I'm not sure that they show in all their loveliness, but they are lovely. They are really lovely. They are very iridescent. So I'm just going to grab my take your pick. I have to say it's been a fairly frantic few days. The good news that some of you may already know is that we've exchanged on my father's house. So that's good news. But what it also meant is that we needed to... I need the thing that means I don't stab myself. We needed to sign a contract, my brother and I, or rather a deed transfer. I definitely had the lid of that just now. Because he works full-time, and when I say full-time, I mean like silly full-time. Okay, I'm just going to have to not stab myself. It was definitely here. Don't you hate it when things disappear? Oh, there's a light I forgot to put on. Anywho, so I said I'd go down to him so that we could sign it, because it had to be in wet ink, not just on, not just an email confirmation. So I drove down to him yesterday afternoon, well, late morning, early afternoon, and that was 3 hours out of my life. So I hadn't really planned for that. I mean, I'm delighted because it means we're nearly done with my father's house, or our father's house, as in, I think I'll put it inside there, actually. As in, we complete next Tuesday. Hallelujah. It's only been over a year. Anyway, so that is now the finished sample of this card. So I'm going to start with the floral. Okay, and I'm going to start by stamping on some watercolour paper, Fluid 100. Probably use, in fact I might do both, because I'm thinking you could probably use the shimmer white. I'm going to use a different floral. I'm going to use the long thin floral this time, which may or may not be a good idea. But it does fit in that piece there, which is quite nice. So I'm just going to grab a piece of the shimmer white as well. There we go. Shimmer white. And later you will get to choose whether we go shimmer white or watercolour. Let me pop that there. Right, okay, so I need my long block. Probably that one will do. Oh, come along. Come along. Still trying to find the top of my take your pick. Oh, for crying out loud. Thank you. Good grief. Something was making sure it grabbed it. Wouldn't let me get my block out. Right, so I am going to actually use markers for this. And I'm going to, ooh, I could do that. Actually, no, I'll do that. So I'm going to use polished pink. This is sort of a foxglove-ish-esque thing. So I'm going to use that and soft succulent. And there is a reason why I've used those specifically. I need the picture. Because you can get just the 5 of them. So I just need to see what's green and what's pink. So that's pink. So I'm using the edge of my marker, not the tip, because I don't want to bash the tip. So, ooh, now here's the thing. So I have got my pre-order for, can you believe it, the July to December catalogue. So who would be interested in an unboxing live? I would say I have steered away from Christmas with my pre-order because it's June. So who would like to see my pre-order unboxing? Yes, no, perhaps. Hadn't really thought about it. Any of these are good answers. Okay, that kind of goes down a bit more. So I shall leave that thought with you while I finish doing this. Now I will need to clean my soft succulent. Claire says me, 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 me. Okay. Sounds very positive. As I say, I've got all of the ribbon. I've got all of the paper that isn't coming back anyway. Linda says yes, because I'm thinking I might do one tomorrow as a random live, because I did say I'd do some random lives. So yeah, I've got all of the paper other than the returning faves. I've got all of the ribbon, I've got various of the stamp sets. I've got pretty much all of Celebration. Leslie says yes. Sherry and Sharon both say yes. Carol says yes. Karen says yes. Oh, Karen, thank you for ordering the kit. First in. Yo! So yes, Karen has ordered my next class kit, which is using Abigail Rose. So if you're in the UK, I am doing an Abigail Rose class. What I will do is I will put the link to the information about that in the description bar after the live. So if you are in the UK and interested in that, you can have a look. Leslie's saying hello from a cold 6 degrees in Sydney. That's not good. Carol says yes, would love to see an unboxing. Leslie says yes, please. Right. Okay, looks like I'm doing an unboxing. So yes, I've got all the ribbon, all the paper. The only paper I don't have is the Wonderful World Celebration paper, because for some reason I was able to order, that's a Celebration, did I say? Anyway, it's a Celebration bundle, stamp set and paper, and for some reason I was able to order the bundle even though the paper wasn't in. But hey, who knew? They're going to send it to me as a back ordered number. I didn't think back order happened anymore, but there we go. So sadly I'm going to have to go through this again, colouring, for my second one, but I do want to see the difference between what will happen on the watercolour and what will happen on the shimmer white. So I will do that tomorrow. I will try and do it kind of mid-afternoon again. I would just say that we have got my brother and sister-in-law coming over in the evening, so I'll do my best to do it so that it's at a time that suits those of you who are currently on this live. So hold that there for a reasonable length of time. Right, so it's quite subtle like that, but we're going to change that. So I've got an old mister with water in it. I know it's got water on it because I've put water on it. I am that sad. So let me grab a silicone mat just to protect my work surface. And, yeah, it is working. I'm just going to spray that a bit because I want that to have that watercolour-esque look to it. Probably would be better to do it further away. So that's looking fairly messy. Let me grab a cloth. So it's quite subtle, but I do want this to be an elegant thing. So I'm going to pop that on the floor for the moment and see what happens when we do it with shimmery white. And then we get to choose. It's 12:15 a.m. in Sydney. So 12:15 as in the middle of the night is my guess. I always get confused with when we're around 12. So it's a midnight 12, not a midday 12. Right, so I'm just going to go back over this. So I'm going to do it in the same colour. When I spray it this time, I will do it out off camera because I'll spray it from a bit more of a distance because I don't want it quite as wet as I made it. Oh, I've booked for backstage. So those of you who are demos will know what that's all about. So it's the Leaders event, which is going to be in New Orleans. I was humming and hawing about whether I really wanted to fly to New Orleans for a 3-day conference, and I decided I would. I think I'm mad. I'm having to transit through Dallas, Fort Worth. That is Dallas, isn't it? Yes, it's it's Friday. Hello, Friday. Wrong end. It's Friday with Leslie. So yes, so I'm having to transit there is only one direct flight from the UK to New Orleans each week. It's on a Tuesday, which would have been fine, except I can't spare that much time, and obviously then I'd have to pay for the hotel for extra nights. So I'm flying in on the Wednesday. It's a Thursday start, so I'm flying in on the Wednesday and flying home on the Sunday because it goes through to Saturday. So, but I get home on Monday, so I leave New Orleans on Sunday and get home on Monday. But it should be interesting. No idea what I'm letting myself in for, because we haven't had one before. It will be the first proper backstage. So that's how that's stamped. I'm now going to turn and spray. That's probably going to be better because it's not got that wet. So where the watercolour will attract the ink and let it smush more, that looks as if it's a bit better. Really, let me bring the other one back in, because this one I think has gone a bit too faded. But we'll see what happens when they're dry. So let me pop those back on the floor. My habit is to put things on the floor to dry because in the winter I have underfloor heating. So it makes perfect sense in the winter, which is, let's face it, almost where we are now. Right, okay, so that's the stamping done. Let's pop that out of my way. I will need to die cut that, but the rest of it, so we're looking at this birdhouse. I mean, it's called Birdhouse. It should be called Birdcage, really. So this goes with the budgerigars, which I thought were in that box. No, they're in that box. So it goes with the pretty birds, which I have yet to ink up, just saying. What about misting the stamp? Yeah, it's not a look that I particularly like when you mist the stamp, but it is a valid option. But yes, one can. But I'm going to just use those two. One of those two will do. So I'm using that die. I say using, I've actually used it already. Saving going through the die cutter 3 times. So what I have done is I've actually cut them short because I don't want the base. Let me bring the die in, then you can see what I'm talking about. So there's this huge bit at the bottom which I don't want. I'm just having bear with me one moment, I'm just having a little think. So about what Crystal suggested. So this is the shimmer white that we've got left. These are the wrong snips, but we'll use them anyway. Very soggy. So I'm going to, with what's left on the stamp, I'll mist that and see what happens. Just so that I have. I mean, it won't have as much ink on it, but let's see. It's not bad. It's just not got the, I wanted this kind of runny look, but I will put it in the pile and we can see later. So, right. And I have to say, one of the other reasons I'm using the floor is I've got a bit of a bomb site on my desk. I'm doing about 50 million things at once at the moment. Right, so I have die cut out of thick white 3 bird cages, but on 2 of them I've put sticky sheet because I want to layer them up. So let me grab another one of these. That's blend. Don't know which side it's got blend on, but anyway. So this is going to be the bottom because I don't want adhesive on the bottom one, and then the other 2 are going to go over the top. Now let's see if I can. Don't actually necessarily need to pop the holes out. but let's see what happens. What I need to do is to get the sticky off the back. I will need to trim the bottom down. I've trimmed the one that's ready, so the base, but I do need to trim the other two to match. So that's that. Ooh, and these are our new pliers. So these are what comes with the in the new July-December catalogue. These, actually I'm going to do it the other way up. These are what comes with the embossing toolkit. So yes, they're really sturdy. Right, so wish me luck. So what I need to do is to line up. So I just want it to be more rigid, because the one I did before, the first one, wasn't quite rigid enough. So I'm thinking adding more layers of Birdhouse cage will give it more rigidity. So that's one. No, I will definitely do another one as well. So we need to do another one on top. So let's see what happens if I peel this off. Oh, it's all come more or less in one piece as well. Excellent. May not need those pliers. Might need them later. Tweezers, not pliers, tweezers. Sadly, you can't just buy the tweezers or any of the bits. You have to get all of it. You're waiting for your embossing kit to arrive, are you, Leslie? They're currently out of stock. No, I'll rephrase that. Last time I looked, which was earlier this week, they were out of stock in Europe. Right, okay, let's press that down. Didn't need that after all. Sticky scissors. So I need now, so this is the base layer, obviously. So this is the side that will be going towards the card, and I don't want it sticky, and I want it very, 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 very narrow. Now what I probably should have done is do one layer and then the other, because I'm now having to cut through 2 layers of thick Whisper White and the adhesive sheet, which may not have been a terribly sensible idea. And then I just want to try and round that a little bit, and all I'm doing is opening and closing my snips onto the sharp corner just to get it not. But there we go, so that's that done. I'm going to very gently, with the flat of my bone folder, make sure that that's properly burnished together. And it is. Right, so now I need a layer, and I am going to go with the same colour scheme for the card, which is blue, balmy blue. Be really lovely if I could find my balmy blue brush. Can't believe I used that, but okay. Let's turn that over. Is that right? No, I thought I had a lighter blue. You see, what I should have done is prep, but that would never have been me, really, would it? Let's see what the aqua one looks like. Oh, I may use the aqua one. Right, because it's balmy blue, and I don't really want it to be anything darker than balmy blue. Pool party, balmy blue. I'll probably find that the brush is still somewhere on my desk and I just haven't put it away. Okay, so that looks fine. Always, always you want to try and not instantly go to your card. You want to make sure you haven't got a great globule. And all I'm going to be doing is adding a very, very soft bit in the middle. In fact, it's picking up the fold in the paper. Some of this is going to be covered up, so it's not vital that it's as beautiful as otherwise it would need to be. And what I did find is I need to do 90-degree turn as well. But I just want this to be a soft background so that there is something for the flower to sit against. Down a little bit more. And then I will call that done. Yep. So just a very, 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 very soft blue background. Pop that back in its little pot. Right, okay, and this I need to trim down because I want it slightly smaller than the Balmy Blue card base. Well, not card base, but layer. So I'm actually going to trim 1/8 of an inch off each of the long sides, because I did manage to put the colour more or less in the middle. And if I take 1/4 of an inch off one side, it will no longer be in the middle. And I want it slightly nearer the top. So this I'm going to take, don't mean 1/4 of an inch, I mean 1/8 of an inch. So we should end up with 5.5 by 3 3/4. Yes, excellent. Righty ho. Let's see how we're getting on the floor. I can speed this up a little bit with a heat embosser. So, do you know, I think that Crystal's idea is the best. That's my favourite. What do you reckon? Ooh, got something up my fingernail now. So they're going to be die cut, but do I go for the slightly watercoloured, let me bring them up, the very fuzzy, or the almost not there anymore? So 1, 2, 3 is the choice. And while that's happening, I'll take the rhinestone off the back of it. I'm guessing that was on the floor. So 1, 2, 3. What do you reckon? Crystal is thinking this one, number 1. Yeah? I'm guessing that's what a thumbs up is. Shaz agrees. Everyone is agreeing. Right, number 1 it is. Let's not hang about. It's also the driest, which is good. Right, I am going to bring in the now no longer available because it didn't fit product standards, magnetic base plate. So in case you, yes, everyone's saying 1, excellent. So in case you haven't heard the really quite disappointing news, the magnetic plate, although it was tested to within 1 inch of its life, once it was out in the market, everybody decided it was not up to scratch. So, if you don't already know this, or even if you do, it's been withdrawn. You're allowed to keep it if you've got it, and Stampin' Up will send you a payment to wherever it was originally paid, however it was originally paid for, and they will refund the money, because they'll do a search by item number, and they'll refund the money. And what they said is allow 45 days for that to come through. So it's a full refund. You don't need to do anything, just hang on until it arrives, is basically what you need to do. Right, so that can go back. So that's the Honeybee Blooms dies. And I may need to do a little bit of surgery, just saying. Other companies have had magnet. Absolutely, they have the highest standard. And it's interesting, actually, that since the announcement, I've done quite a lot of online research, and a lot of companies have had similar problems, but they just go for the whole, oh, we don't, it's disposable kind of thing. It's a consumable. which it is, because it's, you know, obviously it's going to, the surface is going to get dinted. Oh, I don't know, I am going to have to do surgery. I can do it like that, can't I? Excellent. So yes, it's sad, but as you say, we have higher standards. It's Brenton. Hello, Brenton. I missed you coming. Right, so I'm going to do most of the gluing of this with dimensionals, but at the top, I might as well, as it's going right the way out the top of the birdcage, adhere that with multi-purpose liquid glue, my go-to adhesive. So who was watching on Tuesday when I was convinced that even though I was doing my Tuesday live, it was Monday? Because I hadn't done Tip Top Tuesday, so it obviously was Monday. Sad, isn't it? So yes, that was fun. Actually, I'm just thinking I might want to just put a tiny, weeny, teeny, weeny, teeny little drop of glue just there. So I've just put it on that where the bars cross. Right, dimensionals. I do have a new sheet of dimensionals. I have a bit of an old sheet of dimensionals as well, but we'll get out the new one first, she says, and then goes to the old one, because I will need a thin bit to go down here. So I'm going to stick the bird cage to the back of the flowers as much as I can. This hopefully will be about right for the stalk, which is now sticking to my fingers. Excellent. Right, okay, so we might as well use up what's here. So that can go there. Oops. That hopefully will fit in there. Don't think I need that little bit. What I do need, crack, is one for there. And something up here. I'll use a little one for that, I think. Right, that should be sufficient. Now, I'm going to do something that's a bit odd. It's a little fiddly, yes. But it works. It works. So I retrofitted my bow, and I'm going to retrofit it again, because then I can decide where it needs to be for this particular project or version of the project. So, fluff. So I want it to be reasonably up towards the top, which would be better if I actually had it with the blue up the page. Right, if you ever put anything down and it's in the wrong place, twist, don't pull. You do have a little window margin. Window, that's the one, for these things. But as I say, don't pull, twist, and you're less likely to tear anything. Right, okay, so ribbon is the white crinkle seam binding. When we first had, or certainly the first time I saw crinkle seam binding, I had a real problem with it. because having been to fashion college, everything was ironed to within an inch of its life and pressed, and crinkle seam binding just wasn't my comfort zone. I love it now. So I'm doing a double layer, which is going to be fiddly again, Crystal, because it's very floaty, I think is the word I'm looking for, and quite staticky. But I want double. So I'm just going to have to live with the fact that it's floaty and staticky. What's it actually made of? Polyester. That's okay. I wondered if it was going to be nylon, because it's floatier than I would have expected polyester to be. I'm just going to give those a bit of a tug so that they get to the idea that they're supposed to be going down. And then, not those scissors, those are the sticky ones. Let's cut that away from the reel, and then I can actually see what I'm doing. Just realised that you can't actually see my face. You can see that I need to bring the top camera across a bit, because there's me thinking I've got my face. As a sewer, I didn't like the crinkle ribbon, but you've learned to like, yeah, and it's very easy to colour, absolutely. But yeah, it was just not right on so many levels. When I first saw it, it was like, no, it's never coming anywhere near my room. And now I like it. So I'm just going to cut these at kind of random lengths. I don't want them to be the same length. They're not even the same angle, which does annoy me. Don't mind those two. That one's a bit sharp. That's better. So hubby and I have got date night tonight, which is going to be fun, apart from the fact it's raining. Right, so this time I think I want it over here, because the flower is that way, and with this one the flower was more to the left, so with this one it's more to the right, so I'm going to put the bow to the left, and I'm going to stick it down with a mini glue dot. Is that going to pull up for me? Yes. Just fold the top of the glue dot over and pop it there. But I want to have some of it underneath and some of it on top. And this is where, because I haven't stuck the bird cage down, you have quite a lot of wiggle room. I will be sticking the bird cage more permanently in a moment, possibly. Come on, flatten, please. Do as you're told. I'm in charge. Do just want those to separate a bit though. That's better. And I want that over the top. So let me show you what I've done. So I've brought bits up and down and generally all over the place. Have I got enough space there? Possibly not. I was going to just pop a little bit of adhesive just on the end there. I'm going to try and see if it will catch. So just right on the end there. Too much and slightly in the wrong place. Okay. That's what your fingers for. I've got my now defunct, no longer available eraser just to take the bit off that I smudged onto the bird cage. Right, okay, so the only other thing I want to add in ribbonesque is somewhere. I've got some white. Why did I put it away when I knew I wanted it out? Did I put it away when I knew I wanted it out? I've hidden it, certainly. Thank you. No, can't find the reel I was looking for, but there's one there, so that'll do. How odd. I could have sworn I left it obviously somewhere, but I obviously didn't. So I'm just going to take some of the white twine and don't need very much because I just want a knot at the top. So these are actually going to be sent out in the post. It's just, thank you, Carol and Crystal. I love the more subtle colours of the one you're making. I have two people in mind because I've got two friends have birthdays in the next couple of days. And one of them grew up in Cornwall. Oops. So her kind of go-to colours are pink and turquoise because that's kind of what was in her in the hedgerows, apparently, and a bit of purple. It's going to annoy me. I'm going to have to stick that somehow. So yes. So one is more obviously for her, this one, because it's got kind of turquoisey green and pink, and then this one will go to my other friend who likes her lovely bright garden. Right, okay, so I've got my mat and I've got my card base all pre-done. I'm going to have to tidy my desk once I've done this so I can find the top to my take your pick. Wouldn't be the first time I've lost a take your pick top. And I really must get a new trimmer blade out, which I know I say every time I do one of these, but you know what? I must get a new trimmer blade out. Right, I'm going to put the adhesive onto the Balmy Blue because that way I can handle something that's not sticky and stick it to something that is. Which particularly as it's quite a fluffy bird cage, I don't want to be pulling it around too much. Sharon likes the subtle one too. And Leslie likes the blue. Balmy Blue is a really useful colour. It's not just great for sky, it's just great. I love it as a blue because it does give that nice soft, I mean it is in the subtles, let's face it, but it gives that nice soft hazy look, which would be lovely if our weather would replicate that, please. Turn over and give it a press. And then I just need my iridescent gems and my take your pick tool without stabbing myself. And I'm hoping that I can use one of these to try and keep that ribbon in place. I don't think that's going to work. I'm probably just going to do the opposite to what I did last time. So I want these kind of snuggled in. Can't decide whether to put it in or out. No, I will put it out. Right. Okay, so there we are. Those are, well, this is the one that I've just done, obviously, and that's the one I did before. So there we go. Those are the card, or that is the card. Thank you, Brenton. Balmy Blue is great. So many people you know, use it in favour of, skew it in favour of pool party. Pool party's fine if you want that slightly turquoise, but I didn't want that slightly turquoise. I wanted a proper blue, and for me balmy blue is a proper blue. So there you go. Whereas pool party's more this. This has got a bit of aqua in it. But yeah, so there we are. Those are today's cards. So if you've enjoyed that, or card, because one I did before, if you've enjoyed it, a thumbs up's always great. Let me try and find my mouse mat so I can flip the camera up. That's better. I can see you properly now. So yes, thank you very much indeed for joining me. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, Mary. So I will try and remember to do an unboxing tomorrow. And then I'll be doing simple stamping for Saturday. Just trying to think of what I've got to do this week. I will pop the information for those of you who are in the UK. I will pop the information for my Abigail Rose class in the description bar so that you can do that. Thank you, Leslie. We will. Time for bed for you. Absolutely. Thank you, Linda. But yes, so thumbs up's always appreciated. If you don't already subscribe, you can do that by clicking the button in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. If you're watching on replay, by all means leave comments. Just remember that, well, you won't know this by the time you would have left them by the time you get here, but by all means leave comments. I must remember to do that at the beginning, really, mustn't I, that you can leave comments below the description bar. So yes, have a fantastic rest of your day, night, evening, whatever it is in your part of the world. And I will look forward to hopefully seeing some of you tomorrow, and then a regular recorded Simple Stamping Saturday on Saturday. So I'll look forward to seeing you then. Bye bye. Have a fantastic day, and we'll see you soon.